So welcome back to the Iced Coffee Hour, and we were just talking about this before filming, and I figure we may as well just record and talk about this, Alex. Alex got in a heated debate, I guess you could call it. Not a disagreement, it's not a fight. Got in a heated debate with his wife and was asking for my thoughts, and I figured, well, let's air this out for everyone to hear.
I was not asking for your thoughts.
You weren't.
You just want me to air it out on the air.
I just give my thoughts, unsolicited.
Yeah,
but you know what? It's good advice.
Oh, right.
It's fine.
Just-
Yeah, no
yeah,
one's here.
we
No
need-
one's
yeah.
listening.
This
Let's
was
have some-
prompted because we asked Alex what the biggest fight he's ever had with his
we were talking
wife.
about relationships and the biggest fights. So let me tell you my biggest fight, I guess. So we were going to go to California and visit my wife's mom. She was visiting in California. It's about a 4.5 hour drive. And before we take off, we're hungry. So we grab some food. You know, we stop in the car. You know, we're going to just eat real quick. And I'm using like a fork. And my wife asked me, like, can you sanitize your hands? I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. And like she asked me, like she kept asking me. And I told her to stop. Because I was like, that's getting annoying or something like that. And she was very hurt. And so she turned away from me. You know, it was very heated. And I told her I did not want to go to California because there's bad vibes in the air. I'm not going to sit through a 4.5 hour car ride to go to California and endure that. Okay. So I offer for her to take the car. I offer to buy her a plane ticket. But I did not want to go. My mind was already set on, I do not want to go. So, then we had a conversation about, am I wrong? We were only maybe 5 minutes into the trip. We hadn't left Vegas at all. So, is it wrong for me to no longer want to go?
Okay, there's a lot of stuff to break down here. So you were 5 minutes into the trip. What were you eating?
I don't even remember. It was
When was that?
2 months ago.
So it was fairly recent.
Yeah.
Why did you how did it escalate from use your hand sanitizer to not wanting to canceling the entire trip?
Oh, because I kept getting bugged about it.
So she was saying use hand sanitizer, and you're like, no, use hand sanitizer.
Yeah, because I was like already eating first of all.
And were you guys sharing the food?
No.
So it's your food.
Yeah, it's my food, and like I'm using a fork. And anyway, the whole thing was just like it wasn't the hand sanitizer part. I don't care about. Like I use hand sanitizer all the time, but it was the persistency of after I.
Persistency.
After I say
persistent and consistency.
Yes.
Persistency.
Persistency. That's a word.
No, it's not. Is it?
Yes.
Persistency?
I'm not going to be the one to
look it up, Graham.
Look it up.
Honestly,
I've
I'm
never
not sure.
heard of persistency.
It sounds like it is a word.
It's a word,
but
Graham.
persistence would just be.
It's a word.
Wow, it is a word.
Yes.
The quality of persisting tenacity.
Yes, you're looking at me as if like
Persistency. Oh my gosh. I'm
Anyway.
like persistent and consistent. Okay. Anyway, you're right.
So
All right,
anyway,
Alex.
after the first time I was like, oh, I'm okay. After the second time I was like, no, like seriously, I'm okay. Third time I was like, can you please just stop? And like,
So you were bugged based off of something else already.
just no, I was bugged off the fact that she kept asking me after I told, like, even after the third time, I was like, okay.
Was it immediate? Like, do it, and you're like, no, do it, no,
No,
do it,
no. I was like, oh,
so
no.
it was a few minutes.
I was like, yeah, I was in between.
Sure.
And to the point where I was like, the fourth time, I was like, all right, like, seriously, like, just leave me alone. Like,
I get it.
But you said, can you please stop? That was your words
the
verbatim?
third time, that was my, like, warrant. I was like, can you please stop asking me? I was like, because I was already a little peeved. She didn't get that mad, at that. But the one she got mad at was the fourth one where I was like seriously, stop. It's getting annoying or whatever I said.
And then what did she retort to that?
She did the whole.
Turn away.
Turned.
I was like, I wish that we could have a conversation, about it. And, but she was hurt. She was hurt about it. And so, she was upset. I was annoyed. I didn't want to endure a foreign.
Why did she want the hand sanitizer so badly? Let's start there.
So she's kind of a germaphobe, and I like I said, I normally like sanitize my hands all the time and stuff. But my thought was like, okay, I would understand if like I'm trying to hold your hand, we were sharing food maybe.
Yeah.
But it was bugging her just because, yeah.
That sounds like a control thing. And it sounds like you're feeding into her phobia of cleanliness to a certain degree. If it impacts her, I could see it. But if it's you and your food, I get why. Like, I understand your point of view on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's just not that big of a deal. If someone was annoying me to the point of me saying something like snappy like that, I would just be like, you know what? I'll just use the hand sanitizer rather, because I give in.
I didn't want to give in because here's the thing. It's like,
then it can go and it can
builds
snowball.
resentment. It starts with the hand sanitizer, and it's like, Jack, I don't like that shirt you're wearing. Put on another shirt. Jack, no, really, I don't like that shirt. Do another shirt. Jack, I don't. Yeah.
I just don't think that there are many things in my life that I care about enough to that extent where it's just like...
No, it's not the hands. I think you're missing the point. Like, I don't care about the hand sanitizer. It's just like, I just did not want to... I don't care that she even like asked her. Like, the point was, I was so peeved to the point that I didn't want to go because I didn't want to sit through a 4.5 hour car ride not having a single word to say. Because we ate and we didn't talk. And I mean,
let's be honest. You're seeing your in-laws in California, right?
What are you trying to say, Jack?
Trying to get out of it.
I heard that's like a typical thing.
That's what she asked me afterwards, and I was like, no. I was like, there's nothing to do with that. I literally all I wanted to do. I just did not want to sit through a 4.5 hour car ride, and feel resentment at me from my wife because I didn't use hand sanitizer.
But that's sometimes some of the best spots to be when you're trapped in a car with somebody for a while.
You've had experience with this?
Well, it could be useful to flush out some of those things. It's the most uncomfortable thing ever, but sometimes like forces you to confront those issues.
Did you end up going to California?
I think we did. Yeah.
You didn't.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Oh, no. No, because I worked, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Did Kelsey go? I like how I have to ask.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, wow. Nobody ended up going.
Yeah, we didn't go. Yeah. We didn't go. Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I get where you're coming from. It's important for people to know their places. I would have given in, but maybe that's not the right thing to do. I do think that canceling the entire trip to California was probably an overreaction because realistically, the trip had probably been planned for weeks, and this was something that occurred in 5 minutes.
I think we planned it like a week ago, but.
The point is that it was something that had been planned, right? That was probably it was a big commitment.
Yeah.
And then something that occurs in 5 minutes. I try to look at things like that. If there's an argument that occurs and it's a 5-minute argument that can throw away something that had been weeks, I always look at like, okay, how much time are we spending doing this versus how much time did we get excited over doing that?
So we got over the hand sanitizer part pretty easily. Good. Obviously we were like, we were both hungry, which obviously affects people's mood. But on top of that, we were like, yeah, we should have just, Okay. But the part that we had a real conversation about, and this is where I want your guys' opinion. My wife at the time was not driving as much as she does now. So she felt like I was making the decision for her not to go. Now, I didn't want to put her in that position. So I offered, I'll get you an Uber to the airport. I'll buy you a flight on my dime. Do you think that I was a little bit too like making the decision not to go for her? I thought I was being accommodating by trying to help her get to because I promised her I would drive her. I no longer want to go, but offering to buy her a flight.
I think it's fair.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, Jack?
I think that's fair. I don't think that you're trying to prevent her from seeing her family.
I think she agreed with that afterwards as well. But now we're all good, guys.
Good?
I don't want you guys to think that anything's going on. But we were just talking about some relationship stuff before, and we figured, maybe you guys have had a similar experience.
Well. But first, we want to thank our sponsor, Aura. Do you guys want to know what the fastest growing crime affecting millions of people in America is? Well, the answer is identity theft, and there's a new victim every 14 seconds. But thankfully, Aura is there to help. Aura is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN, and antivirus software all combined into one easy-to-use app. Those who have had their identity stolen are often shocked when it happens. It's a scary situation, and it's the unfortunate reality for a lot of people. Thankfully, though, Aura monitors the dark web for your emails, passwords, and social security numbers and sends alerts fast right to your phone and email. When I entered my email into Aura, they scanned the dark web and found that my email and password had been compromised more than 5 times. I personally dealt with a lot of identity theft, even here on YouTube, with people impersonating me to try to scam people. So I've seen firsthand just how malicious some people could be, and it's not to be taken lightly. You can connect your credit and bank accounts, and you'll get notified of any changes up to 4 times faster than Aura's competitors. I'm also curious to know how many of you have had your personal information leaked on the dark web, because I have a feeling it's going to be rather surprising. So protect your family and yourself from identity theft at aura.com/icedcoffee down below in the description. And if you sign up today, you could get a free 2-week trial with aura.com/icedcoffee. Again, the link is down below in the description for anyone who wants to get started with Aura today. And now with that said, let's get back to the podcast.
But yeah, so I basically decided to handle all of that to make it a very seamless and easy experience for the creator so they can focus all of their attention to creating content rather than having it split amongst creating content, dealing with sponsors, editing the sponsors, all of that stuff.
Yeah, I remember you came to me and asked, and initially I was really hesitant because I'm like, as long as it doesn't take away from the iced coffee hour and the second channel. I think anything beyond that, it's not really my say, and I want you to do well, but not at the expense of anything else that we're already doing. So it's like, as long as those don't fall to the sidelines, and as long as those like take the priority, then, you know, I'm fine with it.
I'm really excited about it. It's super cool to have my own control over something that like basically is completely detached from the brand, right? Because if something ever happens with this, God forbid, which I strongly don't think it will, then I'll have this because they're completely unrelated. Yeah. And it's doing
Jack,
well.
did you put on hand sanitizer?
No, I didn't.
Did you do that?
No. Stop it. Stop it right now.
All right, let's cancel the podcast. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
But anyways, should I say how much I made? Or do you think that's weird?
No, it's it.
No,
I think people are going to be really happy
Last
for you.
month I made $7,000.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have overhead too, which was
Yeah, my 10% cut, right, Jack?
Yeah.
All right, come on.
That
the
eats into
overhead
the profit.
was about $700. It was exactly $700.
So my 10%.
Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, the thing is, I'm employing skills that I've had for a long time, and I have a competitive advantage in this because I've been doing it for such a long time, and it works. So
Yeah.
You just have to think about it a lot.
Alex is doing this too. Alex has started consulting. I had the same talk with Alex. I'm like, Alex, as long as nothing else falls, as long as you could do everything, and this is like on the side, you do your thing. What?
This is really exciting.
What?
You tell your story first. So I thought of something very.
Don't forget it.
I
Don't forget.
I won't.
Well, no.
You got to
just
say it
talk
now. Come on.
I'm excited.
Okay. So, somebody offered me a consulting gig, a 1 full day experience where they can also shoot content with me for $3,000. But then I countered at 5, and they agreed.
Who is it?
It's someone that had his name is Cole, and he did the same exact thing with Investment Joy.
As long as you're legitimate.
Yeah, that was exactly
like if it's
concern.
a crypto channel or anything.
Nope, no, it's real estate. That's my concern.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, anyways, that is for me. That's insane. That's like crazy money. So I'm really excited about that. And basically, it would consist of 6 hours of me doing like YouTube consulting, and just like other random media consulting as well.
Yeah.
And I think this person also wants to shoot content with me. So maybe do like a podcast or something for their podcast. And then that's it. Yeah. But that was crazy exciting for me. Nothing's ever happened like that before.
That's pretty cool to hear.
Yeah.
So when are you going to do that?
I think it's coming next month. Yeah. They're paying half up front and half after.
Yeah. Tell them for a fee, I'll come to your house too. And I'll just,
how much?
be there.
Yeah, how much would he pay me to be on the channel? I got to be...
Well, I think a lot of it is just spending the time together, and a lot of it is the consulting.
Yeah.
The video is a byproduct of the...
So Jack's going to call me, Graham, what should I do? What do you think
He's
is
asking about these thumbnails.
Yeah,
man.
what do I like? I don't know. I don't know which thumbnail. Which one do you
I
like?
normally just ask you.
Yeah, but
not gonna
that's
happen,
really
yeah.
exciting for me. It's crazy. I
That's
can't
cool.
believe it.
So I had, so like Graham was saying, I started a company as well, and I started consulting. And the way that this came about is you won't believe it. I was looking to furnish a dining table and chairs. So I'm scrambling Facebook Marketplace. I'm scrambling Craigslist. I'm trying to pick one up on the low. And I decided to go into creative gigs. And somebody was looking for like a podcast guy, like to set up, to pick out equipment, set it up and stuff. And so I was like, oh, I should email this person. And so I emailed them, and I didn't want them like to know that I worked on the Iced Coffee Hour, just because like I didn't want to accidentally meet like a fan. Like, not that like it's bad. I just didn't want somebody to feel like they should pick me solely because I'm on the iced coffee.
We also don't want the liability. If you're going and doing something under the brand of the iced coffee hour and someone slips and falls and all of a sudden we get
I'm not working under the iced coffee hour, but I get what you mean.
I know.
So I sent them over my my website, my personal website, and I was like, hey, I'm a photographer, but I've also designed these sets. And then I just sent screenshots of our podcast, my video on my channel. I took a screenshot of my set, and I just sent them over. And I was like, I just told them I had experience producing X type of podcast, and so then I went over, met him downtown, and I got a gig. And then ironically, like after this gig, a lot of people hit me up to do podcast, the same exact thing.
Just pure coincidence.
Pure coincidence. And so all these like clients started coming up, and I didn't know what to do. So because when I was doing the guide downtown, I asked Graham, like, Graham, how much do you think I should charge? Graham gave me like a really low number, and I thought it was wrong.
What was the number he gave you?
He said, Alex, you should charge like $50 an hour.
Is that what you said?
That sounds like what I would have said 50 to 100
and
an
you know
hour,
what?
probably.
Now I'm starting to think Graham's incentivized to think that my time is worth a certain amount. I'm just. Oh, sorry. Oh, I swear. I'm just messing around. I'm just messing around. No. He was, I hadn't, consulted much and stuff, so it would have been a good start. But I threw out a number because think about it. I'm editing so much. I have so much stuff to do. I said it had to be worth my time. So I just threw out a number out there, and it was a lot higher than what Graham suggested. And sure enough, got the job.
So how much is it?
Well, it's really hard to say because you can't really compare project to project, because some of the bigger clients that have come to me and I've already done work for, they have a much bigger scope of project. So it's not a specific price per, but it depends on the project. And another thing that the clients have asked for is reoccurring work. So they have a show or a podcast or videos that they want to produce, and they want somebody in-house to be able to go make sure that they don't have any tech issues, make sure that the quality is up to par, and then edit it and deliver a final product. Now that I definitely do not have time for, because even now, to scrape out time away from what we're doing here on the Iced Coffee Hour and with Graham, it's already hard enough. I just don't have room for work. So I'm thinking about getting a editor and producer to work with me and build this.
What do you guys think objectively? Because it seems like with most businesses, they do not allow you to do work outside of the business, because for these reasons, I guess it might take away or might distract. What are your guys? I know you're both biased on this, and I'm kind of like, honestly, I'm right in the middle, where I see companies' point of views where it's like, you just do this. This is your focus, and we need you 100%. But I also see that I never want that to build resentment or hold people back to the point where it's like, well, I may as well just leave then. I
think that that's a fair point to bring up for a company, but I think that would be priced into a salary. So like if Graham came up to me and he's like, Alex, I know you have a lot of work on. I know it's not necessarily impacting performance, but I would feel more comfortable if I knew you were dedicated to this. Then I may bring up, okay, well, there's a potential price to that, and maybe you're willing to pay the price because it's like, I don't want you to have any distractions. So I think that there is a potential price to that, but it also is, where does it limit you? Because I was talking to somebody who's a mutual friend of all ours, and he was telling me that he had that in his with his employer, but that limits him to even personal projects. So I think it depends on the extent of it, right? Because maybe personal projects maybe are a little bit different versus going out and getting other clients. So I think it's a balance, and it depends on the relationship between the employer and the employee and what it all entails.
I'm on the side, by the way, working with Ryan Pineda on Creator Properties.
What's that?
Yeah, so it's a...
Don't act like you haven't heard of Creator Properties.
Everyone should know.
Everyone should know Creator Properties,
Go ahead, tell us what it is.
Yeah, so I got really hooked on when Brandon Turner was here from Bigger Pockets, investing in his fund. And I have to say, it was one of the easiest, smoothest transactions I've ever done, because I know how difficult it is to be a landlord, and I'm dealing with crap right now, believe it or not, with a tenant. I issued I want to sell the property, so I had to issue a notice, and not leaving. Yep. So yeah.
So you're getting real tired of that.
So yeah. So anyway, so after investing in Brandon's fund, I loved the experience so much and just having it be passive that it just happened to work out with Ryan Pineda that he has these incredible properties that like I would be investing into myself. I don't have the money obviously to come up with like, $6 to $12 million to buy the property outright for myself. It just doesn't make sense with the amount of work. So we've been doing funding for it. So basically, if you're an accredited investor, you could go in and invest. I believe it's as little as 25 grand, could go all the way up depending on how much you want to invest. But it's been a fantastic opportunity. We have a deal in Phoenix, by the way, that's supposed to be closing soon, and we have a few extra spots in that Phoenix deal. And it's really exciting because when you look at historic rents across the U.S., they've consistently gone up. Even during 2008, when the housing market collapsed, you see rental prices and they stayed exactly the same. It's actually rather remarkable how robust rents have been. So when I look at these properties, I don't so much think like, what's the value? I think, what is the rents going to be over the next 10 years? What?
It's remarkable how robust rents have been.
Well, it's true.
Well,
is it not true? Yeah.
You know what? Editing all of Graham's videos too. Phoenix is actually very low inventory, and it's one of the places that is skyrocketing as well. So.
Didn't you buy a place for like 11 million and already got appraised for 15 or something?
That was the Phoenix deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's through already.
Yes.
Under market.
Yeah. So it's already under market. The purchase price is 12.8. It got appraised at 15.3, assuming a $400,000 renovation. So there's a lot of profit in there.
So if you buy in, are you buying in at the $50 million valuation though?
No, you're buying into the lower valuation.
That's
really?
So
it's like
point
basically making money immediately.
Correct. I mean, you can't guarantee. I mean, it's based off the appraisal.
Right.
So you can't say like guaranteed it's going to be selling at that price.
On that
just,
deal, it just happened.
But yes, but generally appraisals tend to be somewhat conservative because the banks are lending on these numbers, so they don't want to be immediately underwater or be too ambitious. So anyway, if anyone's interested, I'll link to it down below. We do have a few spots left. If you want to be a part of it, creatorproperties.com, and it's in the description. I want to ask you, Jack, we got the Volvo. Remember the Volvo? $1,000 Volvo.
Do I remember it? I picked it up with Alex.
Dude, that was our first vlog.
Yeah.
When I first moved out here, that was the first thing that we did.
Yeah, so I got a question for you. The Dogecoin millionaire came over the other day.
Yeah.
And he was complaining about his car. By the way, huge shout out to Lucky, Automotive Life. He's got a channel on YouTube. He's our go-to car guy for everything. The Dogecoin millionaire told me on my channel, he's like, I want to buy a Tesla. I said, why do you want to buy a Tesla? Well, because my car doesn't have AC. It turned out, and so after that, I told him, why are you looking to getting your car fixed? Do you know what? And he's like, no, I haven't even checked. It just doesn't work. Lucky said he fixed it for $10.
No way.
It was a fuse. That was it. This guy has been driving around without air conditioning for years, thinking it just doesn't work for $10 on a fuse that Lucky fixed.
He probably didn't even charge him for the fuse.
I don't know if he did or not. I think he should have, just for the principle of it. I mean, it's like, come on, for years that AC. So anyway,
just as a punishment.
Lucky Automotive Life gets a huge thumbs up here. But
I haven't had to use Lucky, but Lucky, you're my go-to guy.
Yeah, he is. And he got Jack's Miata too. So Lucky's really hooked all of us up. So how about this? Just go give him a follow. What's it? Lucky Lopez.
After you guys finish watching this video.
Yeah, sure. Lucky Lopez on Instagram. And just, you could send him a DM and be like, I heard about you and the podcast. Bug him. Just, anyway. I joked to the Dogecoin guy. And I said, you could buy the Volvo. Because I don't, we have too many cars right now. And it's just, I don't know. But I drive the car. And I said, hey, you know what? If you pay like market value for the car, I'd consider it. And then Alex came up to me and said, well, Kelsey needs a car.
So she started driving.
So my response to Alex was, why don't you rent the car?
Yeah, he was trying to get me to rent the car, lease the car from him.
I thought that was a good idea.
That's residual income, man.
Because the thing is, I drive that car all the time. I like the car a lot. And so it makes sense that Kelsey doesn't drive. I asked how much Kelsey drive twice a week. Why buy a car for 7 days when you could rent it for 2?
So now, I could probably just borrow it for free.
Yeah, you definitely could.
I could just take the keys and just...
No, because then there's an insurance liability, wear and tear on the car.
There's an insurance. Let's talk about this insurance liability.
It's because someone didn't pay the registration, Jack.
Someone didn't pay the registration on not their car. Oh,
was it the registration?
All right, guys, to bring you up to speed, Graham gave me his credit card to book insurance, and I set it
that
up.
was it.
But he canceled that credit card without telling us.
No, I didn't cancel it. I don't know why it never went through.
Or sorry, his bank declined the transaction for whatever
Something,
reason.
yeah.
And obviously, I don't have access to the statements or anything. I don't even have access to the insurance app.
Yeah.
But anyway, it lapsed, and that's why we're giving.
Yeah, apparently. So I got pulled over. Here's how I found this out. I was driving, and I saw a cop behind me. And I'm thinking, I'm good. Like, I have nothing to worry about. There's nothing illegal on the car. Like, some of the cars, loud exhaust or window tints, and I'm sitting there being like, roll down the windows. And the cop was following me for a while. I'm like, I just had a feeling I'm going to get pulled over. Sure enough, light turns green, get the lights coming up, and I pull over thinking, what did I do wrong? I was driving perfectly. He says that the registration expired because apparently when you don't pay the registration on that, also something else with the insurance lapse is something weird happens in that. So anyway, got off with a warning, but yeah. So it's just
Nevada's weird like that. I got a speeding ticket for like the first time since I was like a teenager for going between 11 and 19 miles over. So I log in online to take a look. Graham told me I should look into doing class so it doesn't go on my thing. And so I log in and it gives me automatically two options to like accept the DAs or whatever. And the two options are I can either take a class, pay $150 for the ticket, take a class, get no points on my license, or pay $150 and then pay $100 whatever penalty, and then it gets reduced to a non-moving violation and no class, no points.
wow.
Oh, so they don't care if you're a safer driver.
You could just buy it.
You
could just buy it.
I love
so anyway,
that.
I bought.
Wow.
Of course you love that.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yes.
But for people like me, no, I'm just kidding. I felt a little weird. I was like, what if you can't afford
what if
it?
you can't afford it?
So I felt a little bad. I was
Then
like,
you do the school.
I know, but then I was like, but there's still a cost to the school. Probably like $50.
I mean, you shouldn't speed.
Yeah,
right?
I opted in to take the school when I got my ticket because it was cheaper, but it was good.
Yeah, I took school one time when I was like 18, and my instructor was talking about how he had a hangover last night. And he was still feeling a little.
Oh my!
I was like, this is
Yeah.
like the worst class to be in. But anyway,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So Nevada's a little weird with that stuff.
Wow. All right. What do you think about selling a car, though? What do you think, Jack?
Do it.
You honestly think
I don't
so?
know why you have it, man.
I thought you would tell me to keep the car.
No,
I
I
don't
say
know
keep
why
it.
it takes up space in your driveway, and I want to park there, man. Because Alex and I cannot be parked in your driveway.
Well,
at
if
the
it's
same
not
time.
it's going to be the Tesla that's sitting there.
All right, keep it. In that case, keep it.
It's going to be a car sitting there.
Yeah, I wanted to buy it off of Graham, but I could not justify it because, I thought he was going to give me a good, off-market deal on this
certainly
car.
not. No, God, no. Do you know him,
under,
man?
a little bit under market value.
What would you offer me? I told Alex to go and look up the fair market value of the car.
Graham's gonna
and then
profit
come
on the
back
car.
and then come back to me with an
Yeah,
offer.
but
gonna
see,
profit on
I know what you paid for. I picked it up with
I know.
Jack.
But that was based on a decade-long relationship, building close connections with friends. You don't know how much work I put in, how many dinners I had to.
how much work
That's
did you
why
put
you
in?
befriend people.
Yeah, how
how
much?
many dinners I had to put in that to get that car, man.
So, no, I
Yeah.
couldn't justify paying like market value because here's the thing.
But I said, make me an offer. There's market value,
saving
and then there's
up-
an offer.
I offered you like $2,000.
No, I'm not going to
Negotiate this out right now. What is the car? Tell us the specs. It's a 2000. Was it
So-
5?
Yeah, you know
Volvo
what? How about
S60.
this? How about this? I could also offer it to the audience if you want to buy the Volvo.
Don't do that. No,
It's a bidding war.
No,
Listen.
there's more competition. No, guys, if you like me,
Let me-
please don't send Graham
Let me
an
just
offer.
explain what the car is. It's a 2006 Volvo S60, leather seats, 112,000 miles on it. Runs like a champ. Cold AC.
Burns oil.
It doesn't burn oil. I just
No, it burns
sabotaged-
oil.
Okay, the oil was low
Back
once.
door doesn't open.
Yeah, it does. Well, you got to put the key in.
It doesn't open.
It
You
doesn't
got to
open.
put the key in there.
No,
Just do it. The lock
trunk
must
has
be.
trouble opening.
It has difficulty, but you just have to open it up with the key. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. So anyway, runs like a champ. Does not burn oil.
Needs the AC recharge.
No, it doesn't. I drive with the AC on. It's fine. Anyway, I'm guessing the fair market value is probably somewhere between $500 and $6,500. That's probably
many
the fair
miles?
market value. 112,000 miles.
I just couldn't.
That sounds like on the Kelly Blue Book thing, has a
That's how I
spectrum.
looked at
That sounds
Kelly
like
Blue
a
Book.
little bit on the higher end.
That looks like a little bit on the green.
No, the condition is good. It's
Graham, you
good
don't need a
condi-
Kelly Blue Book your Volvo right now. This is just for fun.
Okay, well, I'm taking it seriously. So anyway,
I thought it was a great opportunity to buy a good affordable used car for Kelsey, but we're saving up for a house. I'm trying to cut back on my spending, and realistically, unless I got a deal that I couldn't pass up on, I'm not going to take it because that's another insurance payment.
How much did you pay for it?
I'd rather not say.
Why? Why?
Yeah, I got a good
Do you
deal on
feel
the car.
shame?
No, because I know I got a good deal on the car, and I don't want that
that's
to
something you
impact the
boast
selling
about,
price.
right? That's your thing. Is
Yeah,
getting
you
deal.
got a good deal, right?
But
Yeah.
I don't want that to impact the sales price because people know the purchase price and the sales price. They're going to do the math, and they're going to listen.
Dude, we're making more money
they're
on the
gonna think,
podcast.
They're going to think
We're making
that-
more money talking about
They're going to think that maybe I have more wiggle room than I really do. If anything, here's the deal. I like even if someone came to me right now and said, "Here's market value for the car," I wouldn't sell it.
So you're not even planning on selling it. So
no,
just say
but-
how much you bought it for.
No, but the thing is, I would sell it to Alex or the Dogecoin millionaire because I know them, and it would make me feel good to have that car go to someone I know.
Okay.
But if someone came and offered me $6,500 right now for the car, I'd say no because I get more use out of it. Like I calculate every time I take that car down to the strip or like do something with the car.
Yeah.
I think what would an Uber cost me? Because I don't want to put miles on the Ford GT or like any. What would an Uber? It's $40. So I calculate. That's $40. So I can subtract that.
know what
from
we
the
could
If
cost.
do?
someone gave you $6,500 for that Volvo, you would spend $4,500 on a nicer car.
So here's the deal. If someone came to me and says, here's $12,000, I want to make a video saying I bought Graham Steffen's Volvo, all appear in the video, they buy the car for $12,000.
I don't think knowing the price that you paid for that car would affect that decision.
Okay, so
whatsoever.
let
That
me ask you
person's
this,
a
Jack.
lunatic. What?
Your parents, when did they buy their home? What was the original price of that home?
2002.
How much they pay for that home?
I don't think I should say. Just-
Oh,
But this is
I
not
see.
this is not my thing to say.
Oh, okay. So, do you think that sellers look at your parents' home and don't offer it based off market value? They offer based on what they paid for the home?
They offered certainly off of market value.
Exactly. So same with the car. It doesn't matter what I paid. It matters what the market value is. Think of you know.
Right, so that's why it's fine
someone
to
buys a
disclose that. The
Banksy.
reason why I'll say how much
Yeah.
I bought my house for. I have no problem.
so
but
here's
I'm
the
not
thing.
going to say someone else's personal financial
Okay.
information.
But my point being is that it doesn't matter based on for an offer. I don't want that to impact the value someone offers. Like if I knew you bought a Bored Ape, let's just say you
I'm
bought
so
a Bored
tempted
Ape.
just to say how much
that's
you
on
paid
the
for
blockchain.
it.
You bought a Bored Ape for let's just say $1,000.
That's on the block.
Or
$1,000? Where are you getting that number from?
Let's just say Jack bought a Bored Ape for
Getting the $1,000 number from?
I'm just saying, if Jack bought a Bored Ape for $1,000 and the market value is $200,000,
Right, it's $6,500. $5,000 to $6,500.
I wouldn't. I'm just saying, it doesn't
But
matter.
someone's also willing to offer $12,000 for content reasons.
But your point is that Graham, it doesn't matter because you're making a profit off the car. And my point is, there's a market value for that. I wouldn't sell it at market value, but if someone came to me at
Are you trying to
$12,000,
pump the value of Volvo S60s right now?
listen, they're a great car. I think they're going
Real
up in
estate
price. They're good investment now. I'm just saying, $12,000. If you want to come here, do a video with the car, I'll sell you the car. Now, there's no warranty. It's as is. You could do an inspection
No
on the car.
refunds.
Well, every car sells. I sold a Ford Explorer. Believe it or not, my first ever car. I sold it. I got $2,200 for this car, and it's obviously as is. The guy takes it. An hour later, yo man, the car broke down on the side of the freeway. I'm here. Got it towed to my buddy's house. And I was like, I've driven this car throughout high school. Like, this car was perfect. Never an issue. I said, okay, tell me, what happened when you're at your buddy's house. The buddy called, hey, man, so I run the shop here. You sold my buddy a lemon, man. Like, this needs work. It's going to be like $700. And then the guy comes back on the phone. Yo, man, I can't pay for this. I just bought this car. Yo, could you at least just pay for the $700? We'll fix it. And I was like, this feels so sketch because what are the chances he buys this car that I've been driving for years and within 20 minutes it breaks? I looked online and apparently it's a common scam that people will buy cars like that, pull at your heartstrings, and then get more money out of you because
And then
it
they're just
broke
gonna
down.
flip the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they just pocket the money. Like they're friends with a guy at a shop.
Oh,
and say,
and
hey,
they were
let's-
going to buy
They get
that
a
car.
bad-
yeah. And then they get an extra $700. Maybe they split it 50-50. So I just called them, as is. Oh, this guy knew where I lived and got like really scary on the phone too. When I told him no, he kept calling, and he left me a voicemail. I was like, yo, I know where you live. I'm going to come there and like F you up. You don't know who you're dealing with, man. And he was like, he said he was like a part of some like gang or something like that. Like he was from East LA and like, and he had my address because it was on
the title.
thing. Yeah, it was on. It was, I don't know, it wasn't on the title, but it was on like the bill of sale. It was something like that. He knew where I lived. So anyway, I got home and it was just me there, and I was so scared, like walking up, and I don't think I had a knife. I basically ran through the front door, and then I went to the kitchen, I grabbed a knife, and then I slept with a knife. And that night there was an earthquake. And I woke up out of my sleep having a dream that he was shaking me while there was an earthquake.
That sounds like the most terrifying thing.
It was so scary. So anyway, and nothing came from it. So
yeah, they were probably just trying to scam you.
Most likely. And he probably saw, and I was 19 or 18 probably 19 at the time. So he probably saw a young kid.
I saw you at 18, 19. You showed me a picture.
Yeah.
You look like a youngster.
Yeah, I definitely would lose.
You look like the type of guy
that
that would send me $700.
yeah. No offense, but yeah. And he met me outside of one of my listings in Beverly Hills, so that definitely did not help.
Let's talk about something that's going to change the history of this channel, potentially forever.
I want to see it. Logo designs.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're taking submissions, or we took submissions,
Yeah.
and Alex is going to show us. We're going to figure out what the logo is going to be for the podcast.
Yeah, and you know what? We could bring in Spencer and Andre Jick
that'll be
to get their
good.
thoughts on the logos
Are they
too.
here already?
No, they're getting here shortly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so,
let's get it.
All right, let me plug this up.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Oh,
All
great.
right, fine. Sorry.
All right, fine. Sorry.
Welcome back to the Millennial Money Podcast.
Iced coffee hour today.
Just
wrong
flip
one.
Flip it around.
We
Anyway.
have something extremely exciting, everybody. So we have a new profile photo and a new logo design for the entire brand of the Iced Coffee Hour. We took submissions, and now we have both Andre and Spencer in the house. Say what's up, Spencer.
Hello.
So yeah, we're gonna be picking out the new profile photo. They just decided to show up for Millennial Money, so it's perfect. We get multiple opinions. Let's see the logo.
You could help us. All right, let's see the first one.
All right, guys. So first, I just want to say I put this together not too long before this. So
Excuses?
No, not excuses. So here's the first one. So this was submitted by Darian Russell.
That's great.
Okay, so it's hard to see, but he came up with a few different concepts. Let's see if we could get him in here. Nice
I love
and close.
that. That's
So
really
here
good.
are these.
Top middle is sweet.
I love the top middle.
Top
believe it or
middle.
not.
Okay, that was
That's
cool.
really good.
All right,
And
then
the
we
center
got
one,
these
too, is
here.
cool.
Center
that
ones.
middle one's cool too.
The middle one is my favorite so far.
My favorite one out of these is the
the bottom?
the bottom one.
Nice.
That's cool.
All right, I like the bottom one. That's
So-
my favorite so far is the bottom one.
So let's
But
go.
I do like the top one too. Looks kind of like a milkshake, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
It's good.
that was Darian Russell. So Darren Russell. So thank you for submitting, Darren. Let's go ahead and move on down to the next one here. So next one is by Bryce Betts. So we know Bryce, but try to be unbiased here.
Nice.
And here are his submissions.
A little more playful, a little more fun, but
Now my favorite one is the middle bottom right.
Yep, mine too.
Yep,
The
that-
iced coffee hour with the funny words.
Yep, I think that one's awesome. I like the little cartoons, but I like the simplicity of the words.
yeah.
It's interesting. The cartoon would be a good character. You know,
Yeah.
like everyone
Iced
needs
coffee
like
hour
a
man.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
mascot.
like
we don't
the
have a
paperclip
mascot.
shows up. Do you
Just
remember that?
Yeah, we need a mascot.
What do you think, Spencer? You got some.
How important are the words to the branding? Like the words of the podcast? Because that might differentiate right from the start
Yeah.
the ones that have the podcast name versus the ones that don't.
I think words are pretty important, but then again, the other one didn't have any words, and we liked
You
it
can
as
always
a design.
implement words as well with a design.
Yeah.
The top right is my favorite one in this group right there. I think it's really good. It's really obvious what the podcast is.
You know what would be interesting if we get rid of the with Graham and Jack, just the iced coffee hour
With
with
Graham.
the green. Get rid of and Jack.
With Graham Stephan.
Yeah. All right. So
I actually like the top one. I like the green the best actually.
wow.
The top
really
one,
sticks out.
it does without the with Graham and Jack.
Just Graham.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, these
I
are
like
good
that.
logos.
I
Yeah,
like them a
good
lot.
logos.
Really good.
All right, moving on. I tried to pick up a variety
Yeah.
here. So next is George Alator.
Could be Jorge.
Jorge.
Certainly Jorge. Come on, Alex.
Come
Are
on.
you
Of all,
kidding?
of all, really?
All right, guys. So here he actually incorporated waveforms with line charts, and on the right, waveforms with candlesticks.
Oh my gosh,
so let's
that's
take a
so
look at this.
good.
Look, so
Really
these
cool.
are the ones with
I like
the
the
line
right.
charts here,
Yeah,
and
I
then
like
these
that
are
one.
the ones where he took inspiration from candles.
Really cool.
So
That's
I thought really
cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, they're so good.
All right, let's keep it moving here.
That would be a great banner. but we already have a really sweet banner.
Yes.
Oh, look, he made this too here. So here's the banner.
Oh my
look, it says
gosh.
sometimes Alex. That okay? So he gets brownie.
Alex is like, can you edit that in?
So you notice though a little circle there. You can't see what it says. The iced coffee hour. If that were redone, I don't know how we do the candlesticks in a little tiny circle.
That'd be my concern. There's a lot of detail. And sometimes
Yeah.
in thumbnails, it's simplicity.
I know.
What I love about this is you can clearly see
Yes, me
the
too.
iced coffee hour, and I believe he put together a mock-up here,
Oh, that's cool.
and he made a banner too.
You know what? I kind of like the green. I feel like green with the money symbol stands out a little bit more.
What do you think about adding the logo, that cool logo that you guys liked in the first part, to the I in iced? Because that would be a natural microphone
that might be kind of cool.
possibility.
Ed Demetrius. Here we go. Look at this one, guys.
That's a nice one.
I think it's a pretty clean design for sure.
I like the other one better.
This is a
I like
contender.
it. Yeah.
I like that one.
You guys like
What
it?
do you think,
What
Andre?
do you think, Andre?
I like the first and the other one a little
Yeah.
bit better.
Yeah, I'm
Green,
a fan of the
yeah.
more modern look.
Yeah.
But I wanted to choose a variety of logos, and I thought this one was very well designed as well.
Yeah,
That
that's
would
really
make a great neon sign, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like that I would
be
imagine.
fantastic
Yeah.
for a neon sign.
All right, let's see what we got going on here. Craig O'Neill. There you go. You got two renditions.
Wow.
It looks like very simple text and just some drips. So
I worry it's a small image. It's hard to see.
It's also
what
very
those words are.
horizontal.
Yeah.
So the profile photo is circular.
One
You know?
recommendation to you guys: buy these and post them in the room. I think that would be super dope.
That would be kind of cool.
Just a nice
actually.
decoration. I think it would add some personality in here.
That's cool.
all right, let's see. Antonio DeVico.
That's
Look at
cool.
that
That's
one right there.
really
I like
nice.
that one. I wonder if we just did the green background instead of the black.
Ooh.
That's a really
I like
nice
I,
that-
actually.
I think this is nice, simple. It's
Yeah.
got some design elements for sure. Yeah.
What do you think, Andre?
It's really pretty.
Is that your favorite, or what do you think still? The other one?
I think you could use elements of some of the ones we really liked for different things. I don't think I could pick just one.
Yeah, I know.
This is how I feel with dating.
All right, so we
You
got
could have them all, Spencer.
How do you pick just one?
Chris Hensley. He sent over a few, like 3. So let's take a look here. So here's the first one.
Ooh.
Nice coffee hour.
That's really good.
Oh, look at these. These were great.
Oh, I like those.
That's cool.
And I think that's the last one.
Oh,
I had in
man.
there.
I honestly feel honored that people made this many.
They're all,
fantastic-
yeah.
really
The thing
cool.
is, if we had just one of these, they would all be good. Let us know down below in the
What, you're not gonna
comments.
pick?
What? I don't know if I could pick.
I
I'd
don't
have to
think we
look.
can pick.
It's going to take 30 minutes to go through them
Yeah,
again,
we
and
have to
like,
be very strategic about
yeah.
it.
Let us know down below in the comments which one is your favorite. Just be very specific and say, I like this one from this person, like the third one from the right. Just be specific about it, and we'll see which one people like the best. It's got to be visible, though, in a little tiny image, a little circle. So keep that in mind. It's got to be easily seen.
Are we going to allow the goldfish to pick?
That's
That'd
not
be
a bad
interesting.
idea. It's never wrong. Anyways,
That's never wrong.
Thank you guys for
Cool.
tuning in. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Andre.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Spencer,
having
for
me.
Yeah.
coming on.
And thank you guys for getting a free stock down below in
And
the
also,
description
thanks
when you
for
sign
adding
up for
on
public.
Instagram and
You
Thanks
also
for
can
adding
following me on
on
Instagram,
brands.
guys, at
Instagram.
Alex
So with that said, you
__
guys,
photography.
until next time.
Cool. Thanks, guys.